Week 10 lineups coming at you live right now. A little bit late, but guys, we're in now. Alex had some technical difficulties as well as some emotional difficulties watching this game. So hopefully we can hit the ship, though, Alex. We're here to support you, not tear you down. So let's get that.
I don't believe
Ivory. Let's get Decker
live Shit, right now. Hold on.
Get him set up. A bit late, but let's get myself off of display there.
My bad.
Man. And what is this, amateur hour? Come on. You're better than me.
I'm a little flustered right now, to be honest.
You really are. You're all over the place. I'm not sure. But that's okay. It's commercial now. So really quick, let's bring it into the show. We did want to touch really quickly. There is a Players Conference in New York City this weekend. I believe it starts tomorrow, runs tomorrow, Friday, Sunday, some of the day Sunday. There's a rally, I believe, tomorrow, but that's about all the information I have. Alex, I don't know if you know anything more or if you have anything more.
One of our viewers sent me the email to all the New York people that aren't allowed to play. Hold on, let me find it. Give me a second. It's
there will be
they're rallying outside of the Attorney General's office. It's at 7:45 in the morning tomorrow in the city. You get a hashtag Fantasy for All free T-shirt, and they're providing coffee and donuts.
Nice.
I love that they had to add that they're providing coffee and donuts. That's great.
Of course, because it's just like anything in the world. If you provide free stuff, people will come and take advantage of it. So if you provide them just, people will come and take advantage of it. Looks like this is a pretty popular article right now as I'm trying to bring it up on Roto Grinders, and doesn't want to load for me. So if it does load, I'll take a look at it and read it off for you folks too, if you're interested. It's for obviously for everybody to get in front of the Attorney General and say, hey,
go fuck yourself.
Yes, basically I was going to say you're an, but yeah, that too.
You don't have to be PC on the show.
No, I don't. I couldn't be as witty and quick as you are. All right. Gee,
that's not, but pretty easy response.
But yes, get out there. If you have the ability, get out there. If you guys are at a conference, go enjoy it, and let us know how it is. I wish I could be there. Maybe if they have it next year, I'll get out there. For now, you guys, we got to live by proxy through you guys. So let's take it at that. And this week, Alex, do you have some fresh cash plays in your head right now? Do you want to jump right in while on Pete?
Officer Bortles is reporting for duty this week.
In cash, huh?
Yeah, I'm sick of this bullshit where you guys convince me to spend up a quarterback. We're going low. We're going with the matchup, and he's slinging the rock.
We convinced you 1 week. 1 week we said spend up at quarterback, and that was the 1 week.
It was the 1 week where I said Carr was cash viable, and you guys were like, no, let's play Brady. Oh, okay. Cost me money.
Yeah, well, you're right. 1 week. Congratulations. You're going to have to rub it in. Congrats.
I haven't.
Congrats.
Since the Rodgers debacle, I haven't spent up a quarterback, and it's worked every time. So
we mentioned it, man. We mentioned it in the show. We mentioned it.
On Twitter.
A couple.
On Twitter.
We mentioned it on Twitter. I think we mentioned it. We mentioned it in a comment too. I believe it's just this year, this pricing. They move it up, and you've got a lot of viable guys that are cheap down there, and I agree with you. Right now, it doesn't seem prudent to spend up. It's just silly. So I'm trying to screen share here, trying to get the right window. There it is, and let's present to everyone.
Oh, you're not showing us your dwarf porn this time?
Shh.
Is that too loud? Is your wife going to hear?
Yeah. No, just kidding. I have headphones, so you can talk about my dwarf porn all you want. I just didn't think you saw it.
Yep. We
Sorry.
saw it last week. There
Oh,
we
damn it.
go. Let's get the ball moving.
There's reality TV guy. Before we dive in, I got to make one comment. These outfits, the jerseys on both sides, that's how bad they are.
All right. First of all, the Jets
This
jerseys
is disgusting.
are so fresh. I love.
No, I'm talking top to bottom.
Yeah, I like
Red on red.
I like the
looks
jerseys.
terrible.
Listen. I like the jerseys for both teams. I don't like these jerseys against each other unless they were playing around Christmas time. If it was Christmas, this would be fine. Right now, in the middle of November, this looks a little silly.
This looks so dumb.
Individually, the jerseys are sweet as fuck. Together, they look.
If you threw those jerseys on the white pants, I think I'd like them.
No, I like the all green for the Jets. I don't know about the Reds, but the all green for us,
No.
so, with the chrome like face masks. Oh,
I think this is just weird, man.
I don't care.
This is
Don't care.
very weird. All right, we're gonna put Officer Bortles in at quarterback for a cash lineup. Next, we're gonna we've been riding the Gurley train week after week here. He's finally the highest priced running back on the board. That's at 70. I gotta admit, I'm not a huge fan of him. I'm a fan of him to, kind of have a nice spending up like that in cash this week. I'm assuming we got to go D'Angelo, right?
Yeah, you can go D'Angelo. Good with it.
Who was you have other plays at running back?
I mean, I didn't want to just go down the list. I was going to say we're stacking A-Rob with Bortles, especially with not completely sure what Hearns' deal is. Because nobody is covering Allen Robinson. It's not happening.
We can throw Allen Robinson in there. Okay. So I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I typically don't like to stack to have that diversification. But in this case where he's going up against, I think they're going up against the worst pass D in the league, or three, we'll say. And especially if Allen Hearns is out, Robinson's just going to get that many more targets. I like him. I like them both in cash, so I'm cool. Throw him in. Jump back to running back.
Woo, Chris Ivory. Woo. There we go.
Over here.
I'm here. I'm just enjoying the fact that he's actually running the ball well for a second. Thank you. I'm gonna go with Randall Cobb.
You like Cobb in cash? You know what? I looked at it today. I like him in cash too, and the fact that he's only 6,700.
Yeah. I thought he was 77, and I was still going to play him in cash. But then I saw 67.
Exactly.
Oh, definitely.
I think he's a lock in my cash lineups this week for sure.
20 points. That's it.
All righty. Oh, excuse us while Ivory has another run.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's go back to running back. Let's fill that second spot. Who's on your list there?
Let's go to defense. Pump the brakes. We don't have to get top 5 done immediately. We can jump around.
Okay. Who you liking on defense then? I know Pete loves Broncos, of course.
Of course, but Panthers against Tennessee.
Talib and Wear Out, I'm not a huge fan
of.
With Talib and Wear Out, I'm not a huge fan of the Broncos.
I said Panthers, Mr. Robot voice over there.
Oh, you said Panthers. Okay, here we go. Panthers. I like them, but the only thing that scares Mariota, not Mettenberg. I would have definitely, obviously, preferred Mettenberg, but I think at the end of the day, Wright been ruled out.
I keep losing you. I can't hear you.
Really?
Yep.
Kendall Wright, has he been ruled out?
Pretty sure. I think he's doubtful. But either way, even if Kendall Wright's playing, this is the best. This isn't one of those mirage opponent rank things. Tennessee gives up points to the other team's defense. and they're going to get to Mariota, whether they sack him, some sort of defensive touchdown, not score a lot of points. This is Carolina's defense we're talking about. They're not playing the Packers, who are going to score a ton of points in garbage time. It's Tennessee, and they're not playing New Orleans again.
That's true. They are not playing New Orleans when they take on the Panthers defense. I agree with you. I think they're safe for cash, but I guess my come on, man. I have a primetime lineup with freaking Decker and Ivory, and Marshall's the one that scores the TD. Damn.
I want to win a game.
Okay, so like I was saying, I think the Panthers' upside is capped, but their floor is still high, so I'm good with them in cash.
Why do you? I really actually need you to explain this to me. Why do you think their upside is capped?
Because Mariota actually has taken care of the ball, and he's actually mobile. But that they're running Antonio Andrews. They're going to run him a lot because that's what their interim head coach now likes to do. They're not impossible to run on. He's not going to go for what D'Angelo did last week, but Antonio Andrews isn't going to have. He's not going to have.
You are the most robot. Time out. You've roboted on every sentence you've said.
It's not robot. It's going. Fuck. This is annoying.
It's going in and out. I don't know what to tell you.
That's not robot, though. It's not robot.
It tails off as robot and then cuts out.
You need to shut the fuck up while I do this. Hold on. Let's see. Just pose a question to the chat. See how take it. I see a comment in here just saying that Devontae Adams is going to do better than. So.
Nope, lost you again.
Thing. The people are having trouble hearing me, so I apologize. Damn it.
All right. Well, while you're dealing with your thing, what I'm going to say is, just real quick, which weeks did Mettenberger start? It was Atlanta and Houston, or was it Miami, Atlanta?
Mettenberger started against Miami, and I think.
So he didn't start against Houston?
I think he did.
He did start against Houston? Okay, regardless. Mariota's been sacked a lot in the game log that I'm looking at. There's a lot of turnovers. There's not even a lot of touchdowns, but the defenses against Mariota and his offense are still putting up very, very gaudy numbers. We're talking other than Tampa and New Orleans, whose defenses are very bad, and Tampa was week 1, every team has put up 10-plus points against them. So, safe with the upside of scoring 20-plus, in my opinion, with sacks and turnovers. So that's my take on the Panthers, which I was kind of waiting for you once you figure out your microphone. But in my opinion, the Panthers defense has a high floor, sky-high upside this week against that Tennessee offense. Are you good yet? You want to give me a thumbs up?
I mean, my video seems fine. It's my audio that you guys are having trouble.
Yep.
What if I decrease my video? I know I look horrible, but that's fine. Can you hear my audio okay?
Why don't you turn your video off and then go back to screen share, see if it works?
That's what I'm trying. There we go. Is my audio any better with
It seems better, but it just happens. Do the screen share.
Okay. Let's try it. Oh, screen sharing is not supported.
Huh.
Okay, hang on.
This is fun.
Very low. Let's go to screen share.
Talk.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Good. Okay. Let me
Good.
pull up my lineup
We're
again.
okay. I think we're okay.
All right.
Nope, cut out.
So Panthers D.
Panthers D. Did you hear everything that I was saying? I would like a retort if possible.
I heard everything you said. I understand that Mettenberg, like I said before, I think it's obvious they'd have a higher upside with Mettenberger in there. But
Yeah,
Mariota's in there.
But their upside is still very high, even against. It's not like they've played any good defenses. The only good defense they've played is Buffalo, and that was just an awful game.
Who's it? The Titans?
Yeah, they played Tampa, Cleveland, Indy, Buffalo, Miami, Atlanta, Houston, New Orleans. None of those are good defensive teams, other than Buffalo. And if you think,
can't argue with you there. I can't argue with you there. I guess my big thought is so you're convincing me, which is great, but
that's
the thought behind me saying their upside is limited is the opportunity to have a pick six is limited when Mariota's in there as opposed to Mettenberger. However, in saying that, you're right. They're going to get to the quarterback, right? They're going to have all these points for sacks, hopefully, potentially even the bonus points for limiting their opponents to a certain score. So you've brought me around. I agree. I think their upside is definitely higher than I originally thought.
Disagree with when you have Josh Norman, there's always a chance for a pick six against whatever quarterback you're facing. So
that's going to require Mariota to grow some balls and throw at him, though. I don't think he's really going to do that.
We'll find out, but I think the Panthers have great upside.
We shall see. We'll keep him in there. I mean, I'm not saying don't play the Panthers. Let's be straight up with all the viewers right now. I'm not saying don't play the Panthers. I like them. I'm just saying I think their upside is kind of limited. I'd probably go elsewhere from a GPP perspective, but we'll get to that later. We'll stick with the Panthers for now. Still like them in cash, $3,300. They're still cheap, like pretty much all defenses have been this year. So where do you want to go from here? Do you want to go tight end or do you want to go back to running back?
Go to tight end because I have an interesting cash idea that I normally always veer away from, but Jordan Reed this week.
Double tight ends?
No, just go with Jordan Reed for now and we'll figure it out. Because the matchup against New Orleans cannot cover tight end.
It's just juicy. It's just straight up juicy. I like it.
And if Minnesota had a tight end that wasn't named Kyle Rudolph, we'd probably be playing that guy because Oakland is close. But, I mean, this matchup, especially how targeted he is in this offense, this is almost like a must-play.
It's not even, in my opinion, it's not even that Kyle Rudolph's not good. It's just that they have him blocking 90% of the plays. He has like 2 catches a game, and he's like steady 2 catches a game. Like that's it. That's all the opportunity they give him. Which I don't know. I don't know if it's just because they don't trust Bridgewater, they don't trust their line, what it is, but he's got no opportunities.
They're a ball control offense.
Despite having those banana hands.
They're a ball control offense that doesn't really throw the ball a lot, and if they do, it's short passes. And I don't know. I'm expecting it to start growing.
It's more of Turner.
But right now, you can't play Rudolph, and especially
no, not at all.
Jordan Reed is essentially the number 1 receiver for Washington in a juicy matchup.
Yep.
So,
juicy matchup. Love it.
Regardless, it should there should be points. And I apologize for missing Kirk Cousins last week as a value pick because I actually do think he has a lot of upside this week, especially paired with Jordan Reed. But I would rather just, for cash, give me Reed and I'll have exposure to him that way.
Yeah. Dude, can I just quick want to say one thing. And it's that Blake Bortles is not a sleeper this week. I saw I saw one or two articles out there on like pay sites that were listing Blake Bortles as a sleeper pick. And when you're facing Baltimore, I don't care what price you are, you're not a sleeper pick. The reason this guy wrote that he was a sleeper was because he's not listed on the initial window. You're not going to see him on the initial window. You have to scroll down a little bit to find Blake Bortles.
I get the Bleacher Report.
Who paid this guy? Who's paying this guy to write that? Why are we not getting paid instead of that guy?
I don't know what to tell you, but
I got very, very angry reading that because I was like, he's chalk this week. He's going against Baltimore.
Yeah.
And he's like a top 5 QB on the year. Like, come on.
Because the masses don't know what they're doing. And like I was trying to say is I still get the Bleacher alerts, and they said why Blake Bortles is a sleeper top 10 quarterback. And I was like, the actual title to that article should be why Blake Bortles has virtually no chance of finishing worse than top 5 this week. Because he's playing Baltimore. And even if he wasn't playing Baltimore, he has top 10 quarterback upside weekly regardless of who he's playing.
Every single week because they're behind every single week.
It's not even that. The only way they're going to win games is through the air is too. So they have to rely on throwing the ball. And when you have probably, in my opinion, one of the top 15 wide receivers in football with a guy that has a touchdown in every single game to complement him as your number 2, you're throwing the ball, and you're throwing the ball, I wouldn't call it efficiently, but effectively.
And oh, by the way, Orange Julius at tight end.
Yeah, I mean, he's not really involved, but
like nobody even mentions him. It's like it's not like he died. Like he's still got skills. He can still catch the ball. He's still an incredible red zone target.
Yeah, and I mean, and Bortles has a way of finding his second target. So even if Hearns doesn't play, you got guys like Brian Walters to pick up the slack, who, if Hearns doesn't play, is a very nice sleeper GPP play.
Yes, agreed there. I'll get off my soapbox though. Let's finish out this lineup here on DraftKings.
You have a lot of money.
Where would you like to go now? Would you like to go?
So
what's that?
I want to get one of those like value pick receivers that we were talking about. There's a couple that I have in mind. I would take Devontae out because we already have Cobb of that list. Marvin's more of a GPP play. So if we want to go with that just over 4 route, LaFell is an easy call with the targets that he's getting.
I'm good with that because we finally saw him get, a full game's worth of targets without dropping 100 passes, and he went 5 for 102, didn't get in the end zone. You have to imagine he'll be able to take one of these deep passes into the end zone, and at 4,100, he's still. But even he could hit cash value at halftime again.
Right, but for cash, we're not worrying about touchdowns. We're just worrying about him getting those points via catching passes and getting yardage. So regardless, touchdown's going to help us in cash, but he's easily good enough to get even just 5 for 70 yards. I'm happy with 5 for 70 yards from Mr. Brandon LaFell.
Like I said, I mean, there's a good chance he could hit it by halftime again.
Right. And then my other two that I'm kind of between Michael Floyd and DGB, but I don't like the idea of having DGB go against our defense because Michael Floyd has that sky-high upside in this offense still. He's getting the target.
I don't know how I feel about Floyd in cash just because of how low his floor was earlier on. But looking at the past 3 weeks, I mean, or, prior to their bye, he obviously got more involved. But we have to look at, week 8, John Brown didn't play at all.
But week
7, he was hindered. He played, but week 7.
But Aaron also
I'll put air quotes around injured because he caught 10 for 190 that week.
That was the week before. That was against Pitt.
But either way, that was against Pittsburgh.
I believe so. See, my thing with this is that Arians came out before they went on bye and said Michael Floyd has earned number 2 spots again. He's earned being the number 2 receiver again. And to me, when Arians says something, he usually follows through. We've talked about that all season. When he says something like that, he follows through. So I'm entrusting Michael Floyd to get 9+ targets, and if Fitz is stuck with Sherman the whole game, Michael Floyd is going to get more than 9 targets. I can promise you that, and they're gonna be effective. So I understand if you don't want to put it in cash. I like it, and I'm explaining why I would probably do it, but we can move on.
Let's do this. Let's throw him in the flex for now, and we've got.
See, we have a lot of
87
money,
to spend.
So
we've got 87 to spend at running back. So let's play whoever we want at running back, and then we'll go back down to Floyd and see who else we can get instead of Floyd, and see what we like there.
Just put Gurley in. I mean, like in that matchup against Chicago, like there's nothing up to like Marshawn against Arizona. I don't like it. Forte's not playing. I mean, maybe AP, Ingram, meh, and I like at that point going all the way down to Forsett.
So I don't mind Forsett.
I don't love it. I don't want to.
I like AP.
I don't want to put the running back in against our quarterback wide receiver combo in a cash.
Okay.
So take Floyd out.
I don't get the logic behind that. Can you explain?
I just don't want to do it. That's all I'm saying. It's not a logic thing. I just don't want to do that.
So, assuming Teddy B plays, Diggs over Floyd?
I want to say yes, but I don't know. I feel like the lack of practice time gets to them. I would rather play any of these, I guess, 2 or 3 people. I would say Starks, but we already have Cobb. So it would probably be McFadden or Charboinkadoink.
Against Denver?
Yeah, I'm down with Charboinkadoink against Denver. Oh, great. Marshall's hurt.
Huh?
Yeah, his last 2 games have been studly. He's essentially Jamal Charles light in this offense. He's getting the goal line. They're throwing him the ball. He's getting most of the rushes. And Jamal Charles had a very nice game against Denver.
I wish I could bring that up, but I cannot.
Just go to Jamal.
Scrolling down a little bit further.
Wouldn't Jamal still be on?
Nope.
No? I'll look it up real quick. You talk about some. Look through some names.
Okay. So, if I go all the way up here, obviously Travis Benjamin, I'm going to stay away from him in cash. Same with any wide receiver that Matt Castle is throwing the ball to. I'd have to say Diggs or Starks. I'm okay with either one of them. I'm just going to do this to have some fun. If we put Starks in and took Cobb out, we're at 7,000.
I mean, it's the same.
You're up at Evans, Cooper, Cobb.
If anything, I would drop down to Jordan Matthews in that situation. Or
Landry, Matthews.
I'd
be okay with Landry.
I don't
Landry or Matthews. I'd be okay with either one of them.
Not in cash. Not the way this offense is going.
For Landry, he just caught
11
for 69.
I know what he just did, but you can't bank on 11 catches every week.
Well, obviously, but he's 6,700.
Yeah, and he barely hit value with 11 catches, which is a problem. And with Matthews, the targets are there.
Matthews over him?
With Matthews, the targets are there more. It's just if he catches the ball or not. That's really the only issue with him. If he catches the ball, he's due for a big day. I don't want to.
Don't they get similar target numbers?
What?
Don't Landry and Matthews get similar target numbers?
Yeah, but Matthews is more of like a downfield threat. I feel Jarvis just to me feels like a safety valve at times. I'm a little lower on him than I was earlier.
He runs short routes, and
I love him.
You're right. He kind of uses a safety valve. That's where he gets all the catches from. He's a PPR monster.
Right. I love him as a player, but right now in this offense, I don't see the upside. and unless they're playing terrible offenses like they were earlier after they had just fired old man Philbin.
I think in this matchup, the game flow lends to Landry.
All right, if you want to do that, I like Cobb. If you want to put in Landry, it doesn't really change.
I do like. I'm not gonna renege on what I said, but I do like Cobb over.
I just think Cobb is just such a better play at 67.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Are you okay with Diggs there in cash?
I am okay with Diggs, but I would rather play probably McFadden because he's getting 25 touches minimum. And
good point for cash.
That's a terrible game. That is an awful, ugly game that even with Castle, like Dallas should win, which gives Darren a couple extra carries at the end of the game. You just can't. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't look past those numbers of carries and touches for him to pass on him for anything else. Because
all right, so here we go. Our cash lineup.
That floor is 2x minimum. You don't really get that.
Our cash lineup: Bortles, D'Angelo, Gurley, A-Rob, Cobb, LaFell, Reed, McFadden, and the Panthers D. So kind of other than Gurley, everyone, we don't even break 8K on a single player this week.
7K.
Gurley's the top priced running back, but at 7,300,
it's a very
it's still not that expensive when you think about it.
It's a very balanced lineup with a lot of upside.
All right, it's cleared out. Let's do a GPP one real quick.
While we're in the cash mode, do you want to just do the FanDuel one?
Sure. Let's do a FanDuel lineup. We were asked to do a FanDuel lineup
this
week.
Put the worst kicker.
So we're going to
kickers can go
put in the cheapest kicker. Let's put in Zurline. What the hell? 4,500.
Kickers.
So let's go with QB. Looking at
Let's do defense first. I want to get rid of those things, so I know I don't play FanDuel, so I need to get rid of D and kicker first, just so I know how much money we have to play with.
Okay. So defense, should we stick with the Panthers?
Yeah, they seem very low on here. Why are they? What's the lowest on here?
4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm so down.
Cheapest price is 4K.
So down.
Okay, so we'll stick with them. Again, cash lineup. Just to remind you, Pete.
See, and here, that's the funny thing. Bortles is a sleeper. He's what number 7 on here.
1, 2, 3,
and I'm getting
4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm getting alerts about Bortles potentially being a sleeper top 10.
A sleeper top 10. Awesome. Unbelievable. Unfriggin' believable.
I don't hate going with Cousins or Hoyer in FanDuel.
I'll take Cousins over Hoyer. We're still doing cash?
Yeah, we're doing cash.
I'll take Cousins. I don't think I'd ever be comfortable with Hoyer in a cash lineup.
I don't know why. We've had this conversation so many times.
Just not. It's not there, man. All right.
Okay. All right. Running
back.
Let's do tight end because I see how much money we have left and I like it.
Okay. To Gronk or not to Gronk?
Not to Gronk, I would assume. Well, he's the same price on FanDuel as he is on DraftKings.
Kind of crazy, right? You know who I like this week a lot?
Yeah,
Gary Barnkowski.
Okay, don't call him that, please. I don't like him without
McCown. The truth.
I don't like him without McCown. So I do like
McCown's
him
playing.
What?
McCown's starting. He's playing.
1,000%. You got an alert or something?
Yeah, I thought I saw it yesterday that McCown was starting for sure.
I didn't see it, but if that's how.
Okay, then I agree. Then let's go under the assumption that he's not playing.
All right, then because Gronk at this price on FanDuel is ridiculous. You can play Gronk.
Okay.
And we can go cheaper at wide receiver. Let's fill in the wide receivers first.
You want to do receivers first? Okay.
So I would go with the same. We can go Cobb, Allen. And what's LaFell? Oh, beautiful.
62.
And then we can play whatever running backs we want, essentially, right?
We got 75, so we can get a couple of top guys here. We can throw D'Angelo in.
We can in this
You still in for
situation.
D'Angelo?
In this situation, I'm okay with 4-set because FanDuel's stupid. D'Angelo 4-set, I'm good with it if it fits, and it does. Yeah.
You know who else I don't hate this week? DeMarco Murray.
Yeah, I'm never trusting him in a
I
cap.
like him. I like D'Angelo more, but I do like DeMarco Murray this week.
I also think the ownership for D'Angelo is super high, so
he's a must play in cash.
Yeah.
But look at DeMarco the past 4 weeks. He's had almost 20 carries every week. Going up against a Miami D that likes to give it up. They're on the road for the 3rd week in a row. I like DeMarco. So that was a quick cash lineup, man. We need to do that. We need to exercise this quickness on DK.
We already did all of our talking about all of these players in the last one. That's why.
Very good point. Very good point. All right. So to recap, Kirk, D'Angelo, 4-set, Cobb, A-Rob, LaFell, Gronk, Zurline, and the Panthers.
If you don't like my kicker, I don't care. Pick another one. I don't pick kickers. Fuck kickers.
Yeah, kickers are kind of silly.
This is genuinely the reason I don't play FanDuel, because kickers are so stupid. I hate them. They're useless.
All right. Off of your kicker soapbox, let's go back to GPP.
I'll never get off that
soapbox. Or back to DK and do a GPP.
All right, now here's where I would want to play.
Cousins.
No, let's make a Rodgers stack, because now high-priced quarterbacks are essentially tournament plays now.
Very good point. Rodgers, and then do you go Rodgers Adams to try and pivot off Cobb?
You don't have to pivot off Cobb. Cobb has high floor, high ceiling this week, so I would let's keep rolling Cobb. If you guys can't tell, I love Cobb.
Cobb I agree with you. I love him too, but I think you're going to see that same high ownership percentage with him, and I think Cobb
is my Amari Cooper of last week, essentially. Like, I played Amari Cooper in every single lineup I made last week. This week, it's going to be Cobb. And Allen. You can keep Allen in this lineup, too.
Robinson?
Yeah. That upside is stupid.
Let's throw a D in there real quick.
Let's hear your takes on a GPP defense, because you don't like my Panthers.
I don't mind them. To be honest, it's going to be a weird pairing, and I'm going to throw a big caveat in there. But if Sam Shields and Demarius Randall are back, I love the Packers defense this week.
If
they're not back, stay the hell away and load up Calvin on your rosters too. A Stafford Calvin stack, it'll be almost essential if those guys are out again.
Why don't you just throw Calvin in now? Just throw Calvin in now. Let's see what we can do with Calvin.
So let's assume they don't play. Let's stay away from the Packers.
No. Put Calvin in. Just put him in. If they're not playing,
if you're looking at the screen,
sorry, I just didn't see you click it that fast. I saw you go to wide receiver and click back to defense.
Jeez,
I'm freaking out.
What a tough guy 11 minutes, huh? Man,
Chiefs.
I'm telling you, I've told you before. Your D needs a pick 6, and you'll be okay. If you could just make that happen, that'd be great. Just make it happen.
Yeah.
I like the Chiefs as a tournament.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Defense this week.
We talked about them.
This week. Yep. I'm with you there. I like them. So we'll toss them in. You want to stick at tight end?
Let's throw a little James White action in there because it's the tournament. No, put Charboinkadoink.
No.
Charboinkadoink. Running back defense stack against the Broncos. That is the definition of contrarian.
That is the definition of contrarian.
Yeah, just go to. You got to do it in running back.
I keep doing it the wrong way. There we go.
Charboinkadoink.
Right. Shall we throw in a tight end?
Sure.
Let's scroll down. I think he's watching the game now. I liked Jordan Reed. I mean, we had him in cash.
Yeah, I'm keeping Jordan Reed. There's a lot of these guys
Figured we're keeping him there, and
I mean, I'll
agree.
Play Austin Safarian Jenkins, obviously, but that's a tough pivot this week because, well, I mean, you can pivot to Gilmore.
Seriously, dude.
I don't love it as a tournament play.
Limited participation in practice. How are you still limited?
I'm pretty sure he broke his clavicle, and they're not telling anybody.
I'm pretty sure this is absolutely ridiculous. Very annoying.
Yeah.
Very, very annoying to see
for
that.
everybody, if Austin Safarian Jenkins plays, he's getting 9 targets minimum.
Yeah.
They need him so bad.
God, he needs to play. He needs to freaking play. At tight end, let's go cheap.
Well, we just talked about that. We said it's either ASJ or we go. I don't want to play Gilmore in tournament.
Okay.
I would rather just keep Reed and see what we can do. Because we still have a good amount of money.
All right,
Pete's here!
Bueno.
Hello, Pete.
Hola.
We made cash on both sites, so we're on tournament for DraftKings.
Why did we do cash on both sides?
Because people wanted us to do it, and we said fine. So I kicked the
FanDuel pickers, and that's not real fantasy football.
Thank you!
Wow.
It's on my soapbox with you, Mark.
You guys are, yes, that's true. Well done. That wasn't even planned. Nicely done.
Kickers are useless. The Devils win! We beat Chicago twice in a row. Suck it, Pete.
It's okay. We're gonna get our guys back. We're gonna get
hosted back already.
We're gonna get Duncan Keith back. We're gonna figure out how to work in Anisimov, and we're gonna be fine. Hold on, I'm having camera issues.
I hated him when he was a Ranger, but now that he's not, I love him.
I'm having some camera issues.
He cannot speak English to save his life. It's so funny.
All right. So, Pete.
Michael
While
Floyd.
you work through your camera issues, I'm going to run down really quick the team we have right now for our GPP.
Michael Floyd. Michael
Shut
Floyd.
up.
No, don't.
Running down what we have now. It's Rogers.
I'll be right
Cobb.
back. Camera issues.
Okay.
He's gone. Too bad. Put Michael Floyd.
I'm gonna run it down for everybody else. Rogers, Cobb stack, Sharkandrick at running back for now with one open spot. Allen Robinson, Calvin Johnson.
Say his name right.
We're going to put.
Say his name right. We're not moving on until you say his name right.
It's stupid.
Charboinkadon.
You get that from?
I made it up.
It's weird.
I don't think.
I am
5,800 at running back. Would you think Dougie Fresh?
Ew.
No.
What is this Rogers Cobb stack? Should be Rogers Adams. What are you guys doing?
We're making a tournament. Shut up, Pete.
Shouldn't be Rogers Adams for a tournament lineup. What's this Rogers Cobb stuff?
I said that. I said that, and I got criticized. No.
No, I didn't.
Also, hey, real quick, I have 2 really important things to ask you guys about.
I love when you misconstrue my words. I didn't say no on Adams. I said I still really like Cobb. We should keep him in this lineup because he's my Amari Cooper. I didn't say ew, gross. Adams, don't do that. I just said I wanted to do it with Cobb.
I'm pretty sure you got grossed out. Pretty sure.
I have 2 important things to ask you guys about. One of them is a question, one of them is a comment, if that's okay.
Sure.
Okay, Alex, are you watching the Jets game?
Of course I'm watching the fucking Jet game.
I can't get it. What's going on with Marshall? I saw he was hurt for a little bit. Is he back?
He's back. He just caught a pass.
Mark distracted me, so I didn't see what happened.
How nice. How nice. Spencer Turner, where is Pete? Okay, so that was my question. Here's my comment. I got to tell you guys this. This just made my week. Okay, you guys ready? This is a huge aside. Can I just do a huge aside here?
Go.
Sure.
Okay. Did you guys ever play any computer games as a kid? Like classic computer games?
Give me some examples because I played some, but I didn't play like Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay, so my favorite classic computer game as a kid. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alex.
No, Dungeons and Dragons is not a computer game.
You knowing that it's not a computer game isn't something to brag about. So go ahead, Pete.
I'm not Oh my God, I want to hit you. I want to fucking hit you tonight.
I'm so
Pete, go
glad I
ahead.
got here. Okay, so my favorite my favorite classic
Computer
computer
game.
game as a kid, right, was Command and Conquer Red Alert. You guys ever heard of this game?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh
absolutely.
my god, it's awesome. I just found this week a site to play Command and Conquer Red Alert online for free. And so you can download all the original games and
And that's
they've
why you're
patched it. No, they've patched it so you can actually play it like on modern machines because this was like a Windows 95 game, right? Like Windows 95, Windows 98. So anyway,
Yes.
I just want to share that with you guys because I'm going to be building some mammoth tanks while we make this lineup. Yeah, mammoth tanks.
What is this website? Why are you keeping it to yourself?
I don't know. Just do some Googling. You can find it. I actually don't know the direct link because once you get there, you can download it, and it's really good, and it's really fun. And you guys should totally go play it. If you're like one of those younger people who don't know about classic computers games and Windows 95, trust me. Trust me.
You know what game was the shit back then?
Yes.
2. Duke Nukem
Agreed.
and Doom 3D.
Agreed. Duke Nukem, they made a knockoff of it. Or I don't know if it was a knockoff or just like a cool version of it called Wolfenstein. You ever play Wolfenstein?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah. That's like it's just Duke Nukem, but like I don't know.
Yeah, just but it was like in a different. It was in Germany or something.
Right. Yeah, and like a different storyline. And instead of aliens, it was like Nazis.
Yeah.
I don't know. What a weird concept for a kids game. Like, hey, here's what we're gonna do.
I
Take
remember
Duke Nukem and
being
add
able.
Nazis.
Duke Nukem. I remember being able to walk into it was like the back of this building. I don't even want to say it was like a real strip club, but you were walking in the back and like there were these girls, and you could go up and press the space bar and you'd throw money at them.
I don't know what game that is.
I don't know
but
why,
I'd play that game.
That was Duke Nukem.
Really? I don't remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, there was like some code, like Cashman or something like that. You type in the code, and anytime you hit spacebar,
that's another thing. Like, why did codes like go away? That was such a cool invention. You could just enter a code and do whatever you wanted in a video game. Like, why do modern video games not have that?
Yeah, but like some people would throw in codes. What'd you say?
Yeah, Grand Theft Auto does. You can have like the invincibility code or something.
Right, but some games used to be like it used to be easy, right? Like it was a word like cash, and you could throw cash, right?
Yeah.
Then it had
live update. What happened?
Big catch by Decker.
Oh,
big
damn
catch
it!
first
I
down,
want
but
to
not a score.
Marshall.
Okay, it was on 4th down, Pete. You want them to keep the ball. Calm down.
I want scores to Marshall, please.
Okay, fine. That's
It's coming.
totally
Settle down.
fine with me.
All right.
I just needed them to convert the 4th down first.
Big conversion.
Was it a 3-yard run up the middle? Are you the Jets fan? Oh, what the hell?
Yeah, no, it was a 20-yard pass. Fuck off.
What just happened?
Freaking out.
He's not the Giants fan from your bar. So the game with the most frustrating codes. Do you remember? Was it NBA Jam?
Yeah, dude, I have the new version. It's the best thing ever.
Dude, trying to put in codes for that for like the big heads or
So
like
fast,
whatever
like
it was.
doing it really quickly. It was so much fun to try.
So hard. So hard. You could only put in like one too. It was absolutely impossible.
I loved it when you could have the tiny people. You made them all tiny,
Yes.
and they still jumped just as they still did everything the same.
Wait, what are we talking about?
You just
So
had
I was
like little dwarfs and people running around. Touchdown, Decker!
Dude, come on. Seriously?
Yeah.
Come
I
on.
need that. Let's go.
I need some Marshall touchdowns. What's going on here?
Well,
I
hey,
need
guess
some
what? That's
Decker
another
love.
touchdown for Decker.
All right.
Beautiful. So
Hey, Mark, you can boot
before
the
you got
other
booted.
one?
All right, I'm gonna try and boot the Pete without the
boot the
dog in
correct
the
one.
background. Oh no,
You know,
I didn't even
I-
have to. There we
I
go.
was building an Allied Tech Center, and like my whole thing just crashed.
All right, let's real before we have some nostalgia with games. Let's just finish off this GPP lineup, huh?
Okay, can we please play Adams instead of Cobb? What's
Right.
your argument for Cobb?
We'll make your own. We'll make you a lineup after. Let me finish my tournament lineup.
What's your rationale for playing the Cobb stack instead
I
of
love
Adams?
Cobb this week. I think Cobb against Detroit, he could have one of those 3 touchdown games.
Adams looked really good last week.
Yes, he looked really good, but
Clearly-
Cobb was involved earlier and more often.
Oh, I disagree. I think that Adams was who Rodgers was looking for most of the game. Mark, what do you think?
So, being covered at the time by a certain guy, because Rodgers was really targeting different DBs. I think, if I remember correctly, Cobb caught his TD after Adams. I don't remember, to be honest with you.
No, Cobb caught his touchdown right out of the half.
Right.
First play of the half.
Okay, right out of the half. That's right. You're right. So Cobb caught it then. In this matchup, A, I don't think you can really go wrong. B, Detroit has one of the worst slot cornerbacks in the league. So I think Cobb is going to eat, but in saying that, Adams has great potential too. So I don't mind either one.
Okay.
My
Let's finish
argument
Alex's lineup then, I guess.
was, all I was saying was we can pivot to Adams, right? I was saying earlier, let's pivot to Adams since it's GPP because Cobb will likely be more owned and has a higher ceiling regardless. So let's stay with Cobb. So we just
not necessarily, because a lot of players
moving.
a lot of players in the GPPs are going to be looking for those sneakier plays or the cheaper plays. I actually would not at all be surprised if Adams had a higher ownership percentage than Cobb this week.
Yeah,
Think so?
I agree. Especially in tournaments because he came on so strong.
Right.
Okay. So then, who are we finishing with at running back, Mr.
Can we already put Charbonkadoink in?
Already in. I mentioned Dougie
Put
Fresh.
Miller in. Fuck it.
What's Miller at?
Don't put Dougie Fresh in.
Yeah, I don't mind the Miller play at all. Actually, I mean he's catching the ball. Like that's
Miller.
It's crazy how much he's catching the ball. Can we ditch $200 somewhere and play Forsett?
If
Like
you
defense?
drop Calvin or go stupid cheap at defense.
What's stupid cheap at defense look like?
Awful.
I don't think we can go. I mean, you're already at 26 with the Chiefs.
Yeah, like unless you want to, you can only drop 100 for the Bucks, to be honest.
Well, no, totally honest. What about the Raiders?
Only if Teddy B sits.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But it's not a guarantee.
Even then, I'm not that comfortable.
I don't want to play Forsett. I don't like.
Okay. Play Lamar.
And Alex GPP.
Lamar, I'm good with my lineup. You guys can start making a different one, and I'll chime in.
So, Adam's there. Well, let me go to you, Pete. QB for the GPP. Where do you want to go with it? Let's start there.
Well, I actually like Rodgers quite a bit this week. I think a couple problems with Rodgers. He's going to have a high ownership percentage, number one. And then number two, perhaps a bigger problem, is I think actually, to be totally honest, given the price, I think you can do better. Like, I really think you can do better than Rodgers given the price.
Fucking tackle.
Right. So
So
let's take a look at QB. What do we got? Okay. Scroll down. Eli.
Scrolling.
I don't have it in front of me because I'm building a war factory and a rifle infantry.
Are you just gonna?
He's literally playing the game.
I got to multitask, dude. I got to multitask, all right?
Well, we are all multitasking except for Mark.
Yeah. All right, so let's see. Okay, I actually don't mind a Kirk Cousins play this week or a Blake Bortles. I think Blake is going to be my number one QB for the week. I think I'm going to use. Last week I used Big Ben in like everything. I think this week it's going to be Blake in like everything. Very serious on that, actually.
We had him in cash, so we're there with you.
We played Blake in cash. Okay. Well, I mean, let's see what a GPP lineup looks like with Blake.
How do you guys feel? Wait, I mean, we can do yours first, but after, can we do a Dalton Marvin Jones stack?
Gross.
To test my pattern theory.
Yeah, sure. So you know what we could do? I don't know what you guys want to do, and we don't want to stay up too late. But what I do is I throw together, as I've said to the listeners like every week, I throw together like some stacks. I try to figure out what quarterbacks I want to stack, and then I just put together some lineups with them and see what it looks like.
Bowles is fucking pumped.
What?
I've never seen Todd Bowles show emotion until right now.
So, Pete, give me. This is going to be it for the lineup.
Okay. Well, then if I only get one,
who do you wanna play?
I want to play Blake. If I only get one, I want to play. Give me some Blake Bortles. Give me some of that
Okay.
fantastic Ravens defense that can't stop anything or anyone.
Okay.
I'm feeling happy. I'm feeling groovy, as they say.
Are you going to stack him with Robinson, Julius,
Well, I think it's got to be. I mean,
Hearns?
the ownership percentage on Robinson is going to be crazy, especially if Hearns is out. Actually, can we just look at the receivers from that game only, if you don't mind? I want to see receivers from the Jacksonville only.
Timeout. Did you guys just see that?
Yes, I
No,
had a deep.
I don't have the game. I'm building a turret. What happened?
So there was a bobbled snap on a punt. Jets tackled the
12
punter. I don't know his name. They're inside the 15 now, first and
With the ball?
5 minutes left.
Okay, can we please get a TD to Marshall? What's the score, by the way?
Down 5.
17.
Okay. TD to Marshall, 2-point conversion, and then let's go to overtime for another Marshall TD.
I don't have the ability to handle overtime right now. So no overtime.
No, clearly.
Okay. Now, the name who is really
Okay.
interesting to me in this stack, if you could scroll down a bit, in the what's it called? GPP lineup. Last week.
Ivory on the outside takes the ball to the 5-yard line. Go.
What's a fucking monster?
Okay, hold on, give me just a second. I gotta look it up. I had all my notes ready, and then I was running late, and now I have none of my notes. So the listeners are just gonna have to bear with us here for a second.
Are you talking about Jacksonville? Or are you talking?
Yes, I'm talking about Jacksonville.
Walters?
Brian Walters. Yep. This is a really interesting GPP play to me, especially if Hearns is
earlier.
What's that?
We mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, Alex did touch on him earlier, especially if Allen Hearns is out. So
Right.
you want to assume Hearns doesn't
Marshall's calling for the ball.
and throw Walters in there?
What's that?
Marshall was calling for the ball. He had single.
Why didn't they go to him?
Run left side,
On the
loss
ball.
of a yard.
Okay, so anyway, let's but for now, for the sake of argument, let's make an A-Rob stack. I want to see what an A-Rob stack looks like because I'll be totally honest. I think my tournament lineups this week are going to be a ton of Allen Robinson stacks and not much else.
So just to throw the thought out there, Robinson to Julius Thomas.
Nope.
I don't like it. First of all, quality against the tight end this year. So that's one of the problems that I have with the stack. The other problem I have with the stack is Thomas is just so inconsistent. Now I know it's a GPP, but I'm not willing to give away a ton of lineups, and I'm going to be making a lot of stacks. I'm not willing to give away, just give away points, give away my lineup like that. So let's just look at what a Bortles Robinson stack might look like. Did you do a Bortles Robinson stack for cash?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so let's look at what a GPP Bortles Robinson stack might look like.
You want to know what it was, by the way?
Yes, I do. Yeah.
All right. It was basically what. Remember what I texted you? Did you get my picture? It was Bortles, Gurley, D'Angelo, Cobb, LaFell, A-Rob.
Okay. hang
Okay,
on.
so it was essentially the lineup you
Bortles
texted me, right?
Yeah, and McFadden in the Panthers defense.
Fits in the shotgun.
I like
lean back,
McFadden.
tosses
What
it
are
up,
you
and
doing?
just god awful play calling.
What just happened?
No, it wasn't the play call. He didn't look at the ball.
What just
He-
happened?
So shotgun formation on the 6-yard line, I think. 7. Ball snapped.
He turned.
They
Colin
apparently
fucking
ran the
Davis.
wrong rub route.
Pete, I blame Colin.
Fitzpatrick took 2 steps back, chucked it up. Looked like it was supposed to be for, I don't know if it was Decker or the tight end that ran the wrong route, but it was overthrown by a couple yards and fell incomplete. Absolutely nobody there.
So they have a lot of weapons with Marshall and Decker and Ivory, and they throw it to some guy we've never heard of. Okay, Kellen Davis. Is that who the target was? Was it the Bears reject?
Yeah, the Bears reject. That's why I just had
Oh.
blame for him.
Oh, nice. Okay. All right, so let's get back to the GPP. Bortles and Robinson, they'll get the ball back. They get timeouts, right? How many timeouts?
Still though, I'm kind of pissed.
Timeouts.
Yeah. There we
Okay,
go.
Bortles
All
and
right,
Robinson.
let's
Now,
go.
let's lock in Devontae Adams, because I really want to play Adams. So let's lock in
Okey-doke.
Adams. Now, again, if Hearns plays, I'm going to do a lot of Bortles and Hearns stacks too, honestly.
Okie doke.
But let's assume he doesn't play. Let's assume this is the Hearns is out stack. Okay? So Bortles, Adams. Let's take a look at defense this week. One of the listeners on Tuesday said that It was a trap game where I'm paraphrasing them. Basically, they said they're off of Denver this week. They're fading Denver because of the suspension to Talib, the injury to DeMarcus Ware. I understand that logic. I'm probably still going to use them a lot, but let's not play them in this lineup. Let's scroll down. Panthers, maybe. Scroll down.
They have 8 guys that they rotate in on pass rush. I know Ware's one of the main guys, but you can't.
Yeah, exactly. You can't judge it based on that. Okay, what else have we got? Keep going. Okay, so I want to go either with the Panthers or keep going. I want to go with either the Panthers or the Raiders. Let's put the Panthers in for now. Actually, you know what? Let's throw the Raiders out there just for giggles.
Ugh.
Dude, they're playing at home.
I don't care.
Maybe no Teddy B. Just for giggles.
Let's assume Teddy B doesn't play. So you're playing Raiders.
To be totally honest, even if he does, I don't hate this play.
What's the best they've done this season as far as scoring?
Let's take a look. 10, 11. Yeah, that's not bad. 11 on the road at Chicago, 10 at home to Denver. I mean, I don't hate this play. I think it's okay.
No!
And by the way, for the record, 10 or 11 are both close to 5 times the cost of the Raiders. So let's throw them out there, even if Teddy B is in. All right, now, what are we going to do at tight end? Let's have a look at tight ends this week. We could go the Super Jaguars stack and play Julius anyway, but I don't really particularly want to do that. Barnage if McCown plays. Let's go down. Actually, I know the tight end I want to play. I want to play Jordan Reed. Do you guys use him in cash or no?
Pete, you have no idea what anything that I said before you came on, and we're on the exact same page except for the Adams versus Cobb. Did
you guys use Reed in the cash game?
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's just the tight end you want to use this week. I know last week we made a ton of lineups with Miller and it didn't work out. You know, the other tight end who I would use if he's playing, of course, is ASJ. I think he's the if he's playing you gotta use him. GPP. Yeah, if he's playing you sort of gotta use him. I think that's not really a must, but it's as close as you can get. But for now, let's stick with Reed.
Let's move on to running back.
Okay, running back. Let's have a look. This is close. So this week when I started looking at my lineups, I thought Williams was a really obvious play, but since we're recommending him for cash and there's the injury thing, let's go with the no on Williams. Could you go back up? Let's play Gurley. Let's play Gurley for sure. I know he's expensive.
So you're basically recreating our cash lineup.
Seriously? All right, fine. Get rid of Gurley.
No, he's not. He's got Devontae Adams instead of Cobb and the Raiders defense.
Oh, you're
okay.
Totally
I
right.
liked Forsett a lot this week. Did you guys use him in cash?
Play Boink-a-Doink.
I want to play Forsett, and I've got a lot of money to spend here. Okay, now let's go to receiver. We got 6,700. You know what? Just for a second here, let's take Gurley out. Actually, I want to fill in my receivers first, so take both those running backs out. I'm going to play 2 receivers at flex and receiver. So let's go super expensive.
Nuke?
Maybe. I'm actually leaning. So what's Edelman's injury status?
I don't care. I like Dez this week.
I like AJ.
I like AJ too. Well, you know what?
Let's participant on Wednesday.
Let's do this. Let's throw AJ and DT in there.
Ew.
I think this is the week that DT finds on
let
at
me,
least once.
Let me just offer something really quick here and take a trip down narrative street. I read that somewhere really quick that Demarius's mom just got out of jail, and this is going to be her first game seeing him in like 15 years.
Wow.
So, hello narrative.
Well, not only that, but here's the reason why I'm playing DT. I'll give you a lot of good reasons. Number one,
you said earlier.
After last week, well, I feel the same way, Alex. To be totally honest, after last week, I thought he was going to have a good week in Indianapolis. After last week, I think a lot of people are going to be off of him. I think that he's going to be a very low percentage ownership. I think the matchup is fantastic. So I think that I'm definitely all over Demarius this week. Forget the narrative. I mean, their narrative is just like icing on the cake to me. He's going to have a low ownership percentage. If you look at Alex is right. Alex and I were texting back and forth on this earlier today. If you look at Thomas's stats, like his receptions and his yardage, they're there. They've been there all year. He's having a pretty good year as far as reception and yardage. Yeah, the only difference has been
he's on pace for just under 1,500 yards.
Yeah, he's playing like a wide receiver one. The difference is he's not getting in the end zone. And as we know, touchdowns are fluky. They can come and go. So I think Thomas, over the last 7 weeks, 8 weeks of the season here, is going to be a really good candidate for regression. And regression in a good way. He's going to regress to the mean as far as touchdowns. He's going to come back and start scoring touchdowns. Now, against Kansas City, who's still giving up a buttload of points to the wide receiver position, DT for me is I think there's a lot of things working in his favor to play him this week. Low ownership percentage, number 1. Fantastic matchup, number 2. Narrative street, number 3. And regression to the touchdown mean, number 4. And then AJ, okay, Houston can't tackle anybody, so let's play AJ.
Can I make a suggestion instead of AJ? Because I really do think it's Marvin's week.
Okay.
Calvin in garbage time.
Calvin in garbage time against Mark. How many members of the Green Bay secondary are out?
All of them.
Like I said, I said this earlier. If Shields and Rollins are out again, I am definitely having a Stafford Calvin stack in my lineups.
What?
I don't. There's no definitive answer yet though, so that's the troubling thing.
That's what I was going to ask you. What's the news on them?
Yeah.
Okay. What's Calvin's price?
100 less than AJ.
Yeah, 75.
Okay, so look, there you go. Here's what you do. I'll be totally honest. Here's what you do. You play one lineup that we're about to make with AJ, and you play one lineup that we're about to make with Calvin. That's what you do.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you do. And then look, who cares? It's an extra, $3 or whatever you throw into your GPP pool. You play one with each, and that way, if your lineup hits minus the one guy, bam. If your lineup hits with the other guy, perfect. So let's leave AJ there for now, since he's more expensive, and have a look at running back.
Yeah.
With the understanding that we can play Calvin. With the understanding that we can play Calvin.
Got the game is now going to be the Jets get the ball back with about 30 seconds left.
Fourth down.
It's 4th and 3 right now.
I feel like Rex is going to do something really stupid right now.
He's going to call timeout when it gets down to
No, he doesn't have to try too hard to do something really stupid. I mean, he can just be himself.
That's true too.
All right, running back. What do I got? I got
to be honest,
5,800 to work with. Can you scroll down a bit there, Mark?
Oh, stay up.
Curly, stop wasting time, you piece of shit. Fuck.
24 seconds, flag on the field. Sitting at the 25. Go ahead, Pete.
What's Starks' price?
Yeah.
49.
Can I play Starks and Gurley?
You can play Starks.
I'm Gurley. 400 away from Starks and Gurley. Oh.
You have Starks and Devontae.
Hold on. Yeah, I know. I'm breaking a rule that we talked about last week. But look, the people in the comments brought up something very, very logical, which is if you have a running back who catches passes, there's a lot of upside in these sort of stacks. So here's my homage to the commenters on our YouTube page on Tuesday, who were giving me a little bit of grief over saying that playing D'Angelo Williams plus a couple of Steelers pass catchers was a bad idea. They pointed out, hey, if you have a running back who catches passes, it's not such a terrible thing. There's upside to be had there. So here's my homage to them. You play Starks, you scroll up, you put in Forsett.
Oh.
Fuck!
You put in Forsett. Did they just lose?
Yeah, Fitz just threw a pick, underthrew Marshall.
Come on, Fitz. He's 6'4". Throw the ball up in there.
Rex Ryan is running up and down the sidelines saying, "Fuck yeah, fuck yeah."
Don't lie. Rex Ryan can't run. Let's put in.
Okay, you're right. I did.
Let's put in Forsett at running back.
Justin.
And I want to show you guys something. Go down to DST, take out the Raiders, put in the Panthers. Bam.
You can't fit that.
Yeah, you can.
No,
maybe not. They're 33, aren't they?
Yep.
Oh.
I mean, if Manziel was playing, I would recommend the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't mind that play at all. If Manziel's in, you put him in. Okay, so let's go back. Put the Raiders back in. Let's take out Starks and Forsett. And let's have a look at running back. Okay. If I play Gurley, how much have I got left?
45.
Let's see what we can do with 45.
You can do whatever
you want. Not bad.
What about
look?
The Dukeness?
I don't mind Duke. I actually don't mind Antonio at all this week.
I kind of prefer the Dukeness of McCown.
So just a real quick note here. You could play Antonio. You could upgrade the Raiders if you want. So if you're a listener and you want to do something like that.
Pete, I have a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Get rid of the Raiders. Put the Panthers in. Put James White in. Boom.
I like that. Let's do that. And there's our lineup. And I got one more thing I want to do before we do that, just for giggles.
Raiders, Mark.
He said he had one more thing he wanted to do before that.
No, let's set this lineup, and then can I do one quick tinker?
Okay.
Okay, so there's lineup one. There's lineup one, but now I want to tinker. Okay, take out both running backs. Take out Green. Now we're going to have some fun. Back to running back. So last time we played Gurley and White, right? This time we're going to play my two favorites, which is going to be, let's play Forsett and DeMarco Murray. Now what can I spend at flex? An even 6K?
6K to burn.
Cooks is not that bad of a play there. Hearns could be a super Jaguars stack. That could be fun.
Even Crabtree's not a bad play.
Could you scroll up to the 7,400 mark?
See, I would like... if you could fit Jordan Matthews in there and save 200 somewhere, I'd like that a lot, personally.
So I could play Sanders. Can I play anybody else? No. Okay, what I wanted to do is I wanted to take the Panthers out, and that would give me actually only 7,200, so I could play Alshon. Let's do that. Let's stick Alshon in there. I know it's the Rams. I don't care. They're going to throw him the ball. And let's play the Raiders. What's that?
Alshon fell out with the groin injury. You're aware, right?
Right. Yeah. Of course, this is assuming he's going to play, which I also believe he will. But obviously, you need to pay attention to lineups or to news later in the week.
All right. So just to be clear, your core of your tournaments is going to be Bortles, A-Rob, Devontae, DT, and Reed. That's your core.
Probably. I think the variable there. Here's my real core that I want to work with. It's going to be Bortles, A-Rob, Devontae, Forsett, and Reed. And then Demaryius, maybe you could consider part of the core as well. I think Forsett's going to have a big week. I really do.
Okay.
And here's another one you could go to. Could you go to wide receiver real quick? Like if you want to do some mix and match and you want to go cheap at wide receiver so we could play like a Gurley, what's Kamar Aiken at?
Ew, I'd rather play Givens.
Yeah, so let's take Forsett out, throw Aiken in.
Givens!
Throw Aiken in place of Adams.
Givens!
Take out Jeffrey as well.
Wait, what? Kamar Aiken is so expensive.
And then let's take a look at running back.
Stop. Can we play the ones we like better?
Let's get Gurley in there and then see what we can do at receiver.
Time out, Pete. Can we play the ones that we like better, like a Dorial Green-Beckham, a Givens, a Marvin?
I actually think Aiken's going to have a pretty good week.
I think he's a terrible wide receiver.
What do I want to do here? Let's play. You could play Lamar Miller there. You could do a lot. Now another thing you could do is you could.
Oh, Reed. We already have Reed. I would, for a GPP, I don't hate Deshaun.
No, I don't hate it. I'd probably in this particular position, I'd probably play Lamar Miller.
Well, you don't have Adams. You can play Starks.
Or I could play Starks. Yeah, I could play Starks here too. Although I really am a fan of playing the receiver in the flex. I like the Starks play there, and you could upgrade your defense as well. So there you go. There's a lot of ideas. That's how I make my lineups. As Alex is saying, you have a core. So if I'm making stacks this week, I'm going to make a lot of Jacksonville stacks. That's number one. And then I'm going to look at other quarterback wide receivers I like. I'll make one stack for each of them, and I'll probably make 4 or 5 Jaguar stacks. That's what I'll do. I did it last week with the Steelers.
All right. Well,
yeah,
there we have it. We gave you a shit ton of
yeah, that was like 10 different lineups, wasn't it?
And every lineup you could possibly think of gave you a core to work with, as well as I don't even know. We also gave you Rex Ryan saying "fuck yeah" up and down the Jets sideline, as NFL Network is displaying right now.
Real cool.
What a piece of crap, man. That's so stupid. Anyway, I think that's it for our GPP and cash lineup for Week 10. Thank you guys for watching, tuning in. Please remember to like, share, click the show more in the description on the YouTube video, and make sure that you guys take a look at our value pick show. Also, join the Listener League. We'll have the winner on again next week. We had Otis on again this week. Thank you for showing up. That was awesome. A lot of fun. If you have any questions, you can always leave a comment, or for a quicker response, hit us up on Twitter at MN Milano, at P. Karaganis, and at Alex Hanowitz. I'll take these 2 questions because they're the only ones I see right now. D'Angelo Williams against Cleveland, we're not going to take that question. We all love him. We put him in our cash lineup. Shows you how much we like him. He's also going to be very highly owned, we believe. So take a look. There's also, a lot of art owned from Thursday contests on FanDuel. So have a look at those as well if you want to take any get any thoughts of what the percentages are going to be on Sunday. One that we didn't really talk about actually at all, I don't think, on Tuesday or tonight, is LeGarrette Blount. So Alex, are you looking at him at all this week? And if so, is it cash or GPP?
As we always say with Patriots running backs, they're not playable in cash. But, I mean, he should get the carries. The Giants are terrible. They can't stop the run. He should be a very nice play in GPP. But you never know. That's the problem. His floor is 0. His ceiling is 4 touchdowns and 8,000 yards.
Yeah.
Pete, any difference?
No, I feel exactly like Alex did. To be honest, I think Blunt is a perfectly reasonable play this week. I also think that, for Blunt, you're spending, I'm looking at Blunt's price right now, actually. For Blunt, you're spending, what are you spending on? 45?
49.
49, okay. And I'd much rather play White, who they've said is going to get the first opportunity at the passing back role. And they drafted him. He's one of their draft picks. They'd like him to succeed. So I'd rather play White for much cheaper. If you're playing him in a GPP, you're taking a shot anyway. So take a shot on the guy who's going to catch passes.
And I also like, at that price range, there's a lot of guys that I like in GPP too. There's Charboinkadoink, there's Starks, there's Geo.
There's lots of good options, yeah.
I mean, if we didn't love the Jacksonville passing attack this week, I would be all over Yeldon this week.
Yeah, I have no problem with that statement either.
All right, well, there you go, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in again. We will talk to you guys next week. It'll be week 11. It'll be just way too far into the season as we see it already. A guy actually just really quick asked, do you not put much stock in ownership percentages? He sees A-Rob, Megatron, and Bortles as being really high. We mentioned while we were creating the cash lineup that we liked Bortles and A-Rob. One of the reasons was they were going to be highly owned. They're not sleepers. Pete just decided to go that way in a GPP, which it's not a bad thing. Go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, it's not just we obviously care about ownership percentages because if you have somebody that does well, it sets you apart a little bit more. But at the same time, you're still looking for guys that are going to put up points. You want guys that are going to give you points. My lineup that I won $200 on with a $3 entry a couple weeks ago played Gurley. Gurley was stupidly high owned, and Gurley did exactly what I needed him to do. You just need those guys to do what they're supposed to do and be chalk plays and help your lineup and set it apart with your other picks.
Right, that's exactly what I was going to say too. Is yes, every one of your lineups is probably going to have some high ownership guys in it. What you have to find is the players who other people are fading and maybe should not be, like a Demaryius Thomas. You have to find cheap plays who are going to hit, we talked about a lot of them. James White, Antonio Andrews, I think is actually not a bad play. Names like that who can offset the high ownership percentages of the ones you want to use, like a Bortles and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to score points. That's the whole point. You can't just have an entire contrarian lineup because if 2 of those guys don't hit and 7 of them do, you're still not really setting yourself apart. You're just going to wind up being in the middle of the pack anyway.
Exactly what I was going to say, Alex, was that you can't go contrarian at every single position. Right. You have to you have to pick and choose which ones you want to go contrarian at, or which contrarian picks you want to go with. For example, like we were talking through Cobb versus Adams or Robinson versus Thomas, right? I mean, that's
we're not talking about
you got to go through yourself. You got to go through and make those picks, and that's it. That's where you're going to make your money, is getting that 1 week where everybody is on Megatron, but Golden Tate is the one that goes off, and you're playing Tate.
Right.
So, just an example, but yeah, we do care about that stuff. That's why we looked at other positions to go contrarian at. But that's it for tonight. Way too late, way too long. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, for Alex and Pete and Pete's dog, I am Mark. Thank you for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time.